Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Winslow Township Board of Education meeting and public hearing of 2026-2027 budget. Today is April 29th, 2026, Wednesday, 7 p.m., and at 7:45 there will be a public hearing on the 2026-2027 budget. Public notice of this meeting was given to all board members and associates, and a notice dated January 8th, 2026, and March 16th, 2026. Adequate and electronic notice of this public meeting has been provided specifying the time, place, and manner in which this meeting is being conducted. It was advertised in the Courier Post, posted in all schools, the administration office, the municipal building, the library, Bub Dougal Center, Edgewood Acres, Elmtown, and the Winslow Township Post Office. Mission statement?
The mission of Winslow Township School District, a large, diverse, and growing community, is to educate all students to become independent, lifelong learners, critical thinkers, and caring and confident members of their community. The district, in partnership with the community and in a climate of cooperation and mutual respect, will provide an academic environment which values experience and diversity, encourages students to strive for personal excellence, and assists them in acquiring the knowledge, skills, and attitude necessary to contribute positively to a rapidly changing world.
Roll call.
Mr. Clark,
Here.
Ms. Dredden. Here. Ms. Glaude. Ms. Martin. Mr. Matthews.
Present.
Ms. Nieves.
She will be absent.
Thank you. Mr. Shaw,
Present.
Ms. Pitt,
Present.
and Mr. Thomas.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
(2025-26) district goals. Student achievement: continue to implement research-based best practices for delivering instruction and accelerating learning for all students, including all subgroups. This shall include conduct weekly administrative walkthroughs to monitor teaching and learning, utilize the district diagnostic assessment platform to analyze student data to inform and guide instruction, to monitor and track measurable growth in ELA and mathematics in grades 1 through 9, to implement creative ways to accelerate student learning by providing additional supports throughout and beyond the school day. Number 2, promote a positive environment for students and staff. Enforce the code of conduct to ensure safety for students and staff and compliance with district policies. Incorporate social emotional learning opportunities for students to celebrate positive behaviors. Develop strategies for students with significant behaviors to reduce the interruption of instructional time, decrease negative actions, and improve school attendance. Number 3, increase stakeholder engagement. Explore and expand innovative opportunities to increase parent communication. Create parent learning opportunities with the focus on how to support their child's learning. Continue to share the accomplishments of Winslow students in all student activities.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we will ask you for a moment of silence to recognize one of our alumni students.
On behalf of Mr. Pease, Interim Superintendent, I'd like to take a moment to inform the board and the community of the passing of 2 members of the Winslow community. We recently lost Mr. Ian Durant, Winslow Township High School class of 2005, and Ms. Milan Ahi Whetstone, Winslow Township High School class of 2006. Ian and Milan were part of the Winslow family, and their loss is deeply felt by all who knew them. Our thoughts, prayers are with their families, friends, and classmates during this difficult time. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone, please join me in a moment of silence to honor their memory. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Moving right along to awards and presentations. Will there be any awards and presentations tonight, Ms. Clemens?
Yes, Mr. President. First, you'll have school number 1, Mr. Nathan Davis.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mr. Calkins. I'm the music teacher at Winslow School 1. The students recently performed a concert on Monday, April 20th, and they are super excited to share some of their favorite songs as well as readings from that program. So without further ado, Winslow School 1.
Music is important in our everyday lives. It motivates and inspires us. We can sing, play, clap, and dance. Music helps us connect with people all around the world, our neighbors, friends, and family. Life is better with music. Music helps us hear patterns, sounds, and rhythms.
We have begun our musical journey by learning how to read music.
Reading music is important because readers are leaders. We have learned about many kinds of music like jazz, classical, pop, hip hop, salsa, rap, and the blues. Feeling like we belong is very important. We are part of something great. We are Winslow School 1. Now we will share our school pep song, Hungry to Learn.
Go to your spots. It's back there. Back there. Nate, are you
I
grown so much this year, and we are still growing.
We are looking toward the future because we are the future. We are moving forward
And onward.
onward.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, folks, we're going to move on, but before we move on, let's give them another round of applause for that phenomenal performance. I believe we have another presentation.
Yes, Mr. President. Is Ms. Savannah Hefner in the audience? Thank you. Ms. Hefner. Tonight, on behalf of the Board of Education, Mr. Pease, we extend our thanks to you, to the Winslow Township High School Drama Program for your exceptional direction and leadership in this school year and bringing two outstanding theatrical productions, the fall play Charlotte's Web and the spring musical Chicago, the Musical Teen Edition. Your vision, dedication, and creative expertise shine through in each performance, and your ability to guide your students through such complex and iconic productions speaks volumes about your talent as a director and a mentor. Your work this year has not only entertained, but has also inspired our students to discover their own artistic potential. Your tireless efforts behind the scenes and your unwavering support of your cast and crew have also created memorable experiences for them. So thank you, Ms. Hefner, for your remarkable contribution to our school's arts program. Your dedication enriches our community, and we look forward to many more incredible productions.
Thank you. And this is a member of the other cast. Yes. This is my guy here. Thanks a lot, everybody. Let's give him a round of applause. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're going to go somewhere. Thank you. Good job. I believe we have one more presentation by Mr. Deion Davis.
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. Davis will present the 24-25 district and school grade report card presentation.
Enclosing your folders, board members, you will see the official copy, which shows our school scores ranging anywhere from a 68 to 78 points. Is at a total of 78. Our district grade overall was a 76 out of 78, which is the same as it was last year. The following narrative, along with our 24-25 scores, has been uploaded to the district as well as all school websites, and it reads as follows. Beginning with September 2011-2012 school year, our school district has conscientiously implemented the requirements found in the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights Act by establishing and implementing various programs, approaches, and initiatives to address harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Since the implementation of the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights Act, our school district has made progress in addressing and improving harassment, intimidation, and bullying, and the school climate and culture by creating school and district-based initiatives, utilizing the MyK-12 software system for reporting and tracking incidents, and providing ongoing training for staff and students. While completing the self-assessment for the 24-25 school year, we learned that our school district has demonstrated strengths in the following areas: providing ongoing training for staff and students on HIV-related information, implementing programs and approaches to address HIV prevention and intervention, and conducting and completing investigations within the 10-day time frame. As a district, we are committed to addressing HIV-related incidents as they are reported in an effort to provide a safe and conducive learning environment for all students. Thank you. Any questions from the board? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. We're now moving on to number 7, the public hearing on the 2026-27
if I may, Mr. President, we've advertised that for 7:45 specifically. So if we can proceed with the course of our meeting, and at 7:45, I will interject at that time, and we will then proceed with our public hearing on the budget.
Absolutely. So
Thank you, sir.
we're gonna go over to page 5, the correspondence. Will there be any correspondence tonight?
Yes, Mr. President, we have 2 pieces of correspondence. Make sure. 2 pieces of correspondence this evening. The first, Mr. President, is addressed to Mr. Joe Thomas, President, Winslow Township Board of Education. It reads, Dear President Thomas, congratulations. I'm pleased to inform you that the Winslow Township Board of Education has earned board certification through the New Jersey School Boards Association Board Member Academy. By meeting the Academy's rigorous standards, your board has demonstrated a high regard for professional development. A presentation of the award will take place during the Camden County School Boards Association meeting on May 7, 2026 at Adelphia Restaurant and Lounge. We invite you and your fellow board members, the district business administrator, and superintendent to attend and receive the award. Our thanks to you and the board for your commitment to advance the achievement of all students through efficient governance. Sincerely, Dr. Timothy J. Purnell, Executive Director, New Jersey School Boards Association. So congratulations, board. And Mr. President, I'll read the second one when we get to information.
Okay, so we're gonna move right along until we can get to 7:45. I'd like to take this time, I have some correspondence here that I think I just want to recognize, if I may. Our very own Ms. Lorraine Dredden, which is 2026 Outstanding Foster Parent of the Year Award. Ms. McGuire, 2026 Teacher of the Year Award. Ms. Peters, 2026 Teacher of the Year Award. Ms. Jeffries, 2026 Teacher of the Year Award. Ms. Santapa, 2026 Teacher of the Year Award. Mr. Dixon, 2026 Teacher of the Year Award. Mr. Caldwell, 2026 Teacher of the Year Award. And Ms. Irving, 2026 Teacher Year of the Award. And Ms. Rifkin, 2026 Teacher of the Year Award. Let's give them all a round of applause for the great job that they're doing with the Teacher of the Award. We're going to move on down to number 1 under minutes. And I'm going to look for a motion to approve the following minutes of the Board of Education, regular minutes, meeting minutes, Wednesday, April 15, 2026, open session. Regular meeting, Wednesday, April 15, 2026, closed session. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of the Board of Education for Wednesday, April 15th, 2026, of the regular meeting, open and closed session.
Second, Mr. Clark.
Any questions? Roll call?
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Dredden? Abstain. Ms. Claude? Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Matthews?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
And Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
The motion has carried.
We're going to move right along to the board committee reports. Any report from the Athletics and Arts Committee?
Our boys and girls track team, we're doing their track meets over the past week went out and did some phenomenal results. For the first place team on Winslow Township for the girls 4x100, Amara Arango, Olivia Okoro, Anaya Robinson, and Jasmine Jackson won first place with a result of 46.39. And our boys high school 300-meter champion placed fifth place. Amaya Rango, Sanaya Robinson. This is girls. I'm sorry. Olivia Okoro and Jasmine Jackson. And then the final standings of the meet. Winslow Township. Quiet Hendricks for the boys. Jacoby James, Keon, and Ali Prince, and Oswama Tuom. Won first place with a time of 3.20.58. And then on the boys, high school boys 4x100, Winslow Township came under Bergen Catholic. The top public school is Winslow Township with a time of 42.31. And that completes my athletic report for the committee.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Clark. Moving on to the Citizens Advisory Committee. Will there be anything out of that committee?
Good evening, Mr. President. No minutes are coming forth. The meeting was called to order on April 9th, 2026. Members in attendance: Rosemary Hoffman, Jamil Stevens, Tiffany Brown, Paul Glickus, Gregory Wake, Patrick Oates, Marcy Tomasello, Jennifer Moss, Abigail Murphy by phone. Board members included myself and Ms. Nueves.
Thank you so much. And at this time, I just to recognize
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
I'm doing the minutes.
Oh, go ahead. Go right ahead, Ms. Martin.
Recommendation update. Student advisory brought up at last policy meeting. Mr. Peace plans to meet more regularly with students in the district that are on the committee. Ask for regular updates sent. Thanks to getting this started. Uniformity between schools has not been discussed even when brought up at meetings. All 4 elementary schools doing the same thing? Example, school graduations. Some do move up ceremonies, some do not. Schools 5 and 6 are uniform in holding moving up ceremonies. Only one graduation recognized in district, which is the high school. Elementary schools should use moving up or promotional ceremonies. Cap and gown has been brought up for moving up. However, the cap and gown is established for seniors only. Leave to individual schools' decision. Old business. Pending discussion regarding recommending a town hall meeting. Chat with the board member is not recommended to be used to identify the meeting due to just board members attending and not the superintendent. Suggestion made to have town hall meetings at each school to allow residents of each ward and area to attend each school and has a board representative to attend. Hold off for 1 month to do more research. Busing safety issues. Individual spoke at township council meeting and was told that they would speak to each school to gain insight and gather information. Our member will ask at the next meeting on April 14th about updates of the updates of the council's progress. We'll wait for the next meeting. That concludes the minutes for the meeting. The next CAC meeting will be May 14th at 7 p.m. in the Business Administration Office.
Thank you so much. Great.
Thank you.
Comprehensive report. Appreciate it. Anything out of the Education Committee on the behalf of Ms. Rebecca Nueves?
No, nothing at this time.
Thank you. Anything out of the Marketing Committee?
Mr. President, the Marketing Committee did meet today at 6 o'clock in district. Present were Ms. Martin, Ms. Redden, and yourself. Special guest appearance, President Joe Thomas. We had several positive kinds of things to discuss. However, the actual report I will present to the board at our first meeting in May.
Outstanding. Mr. Shaw, what's going on with negotiations? Anything? Everything's still good?
We're still good with our negotiations. We don't have anything for a while.
Doing an excellent job down there, sir. Really appreciate it. Operations Committee, do we have anything out of the Operations Committee? Thank you. How about the Policy Committee? Anything?
Policy Committee, we have a few policies that we will be doing the first reading on Wednesday, May 13th, after our policy meeting on May the 6th at 5 p.m. in Admin Building. Once we, as a policy committee, continue to look through this, I sent the email out to all the policy committee members to review all of the policies, so when we have the meeting, that they are able to come in with any updates or any recommendations that we can present to the board.
Thank you so much. Mr. Clark, anything coming out of the Technology Committee?
Nothing new, but we will have our monthly meeting Monday, May 4th at 5:30.
All right, thank you so much. Ms. Dredden, anything coming out of the Township Economic Development Council? Thank you so much. Mr. Matthews, anything coming out of the Municipal Drug Alliance?
Not at this time.
Thank you. Mr. Shaw, anything coming out of the Township Planning Board?
Nothing at this time, and I want to just report out that the chairman of the planning board was at last night's meeting, along with the board secretary, to kind of give the community a basic rundown of what the planning board does. So I felt like that was a really good thing that they did for the community, to give everybody a basic idea of everything that goes into the planning board and what we do inside the planning board as far as the development of Winslow Township and the master plan, and the update of the master plan that will be coming probably by the end of this year. So that's my report on the planning board for this evening.
Thank you. And before we move on, I just want to recognize our Ward 1 committeeman, Mr. Brandon Glickless, is in the presence with us tonight. Now, moving on to number 13, adopt the school board representative reports. Are there any reports at all coming out of that category?
Yes, I have a report for School 2.
Okay.
Mrs. McBride, as per usual, emailed me a pretty thorough report, so I'm going to read it out.
Take your time.
And I appreciate her for doing so. We had our math, ELA, SEL night on April 1st, where families came together to enjoy a variety of academic and social activities. All families left with a bag of goodies to support their child's academics and social, emotional well-being. Due to the inclement weather in February and March, we held our Black History Month program on April 9th, which highlighted the accomplishments of African Americans in theater and fashion from the 1900s to the present. The night featured a wax museum and a fashion show. On April 16th, we had our second grade spring concert. Our music teacher, Mr. McCabe, allowed the students to vote on the songs sung this year. The highlight of the night was the song and animation of Big Guy from SpongeBob. On April 20th, our Perfecting Chords performance took place at the middle school. Students had been meeting every Thursday since January to work with the Perfecting Chords staff, learning music theory, rhythm, dance, and drums. The theme of this year's performance was the sound of music. We had a full day of Earth Day activities on April 22nd. Students had the opportunity to plant seeds, create a simulated compost activity with pudding, Oreo cookies, and gummy worms, walk through the book trial, read a book, The Great Kapok Tree, play Earth Day bingo, create an Earth Day poster, and have an all-around Earth Day learning experience. And the high school Leo Club came to read at their pre-K second grade students today on April 29th. They read a book and presented a hands-on activity to all classes. And that concludes our report.
Thank you. Outstanding. Love to hear that. Love to hear that type of learning going on in our district. Wonderful report. Anyone else have a report from their respective school?
I just want to put out there that tomorrow night, the middle school will be doing their National Junior Honor Society induction. So if anybody has a free night tomorrow, make sure you come out to see those young men and women get inducted into the National Junior Honor Society. Those 7th and 8th graders work really hard to earned that honor, and, they deserve our support for tomorrow night.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Academics is very important to us here at the Winslow Township School
Mr.
District.
Shaw, excuse me, Mr. President, what time is that tomorrow night? 7?
I believe it's at 6.
6:30?
I'll double check.
6:30 at the middle school?
Okay, thank you.
I have the school 3.
Go for it.
It's in the agenda, but just I wanted to announce it publicly that school 3 they're changing their spring concert from May 7th to June the 3rd. Hopefully parents in the community can come out and watch the children do their spring concert. Also, they're going to be having Teacher Appreciation Week from May 4th through May 8th to celebrate the outstanding staff at School 3. And they're also doing some great initiatives with Breakfast with Superwoman for Mother's Day on May 8th and Breakfast with the Superhero on June 6th for the fathers.
Outstanding. Anyone else?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. Clark, I hear you.
School number 1, obviously a fantastic performance tonight that we want to give them their appreciation for. But also a few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to read in Miss Erlin's kindergarten class, and I am pleased to report that they are very happy and excited to be in school, which is something I don't know that I could have said for myself. Very energetic. They told me what they were learning about number partners and different things like that. So that was a very pleasant experience. And I've been in contact with Mr. Davis, and we're going to set up a meeting to continue to discuss School 1.
Outstanding, Mr. Clark. Love to hear it. Anyone else?
Yes.
Go ahead, Ms. Gregg. Do your thing.
Yes. Today, they had their honor recital in the auditorium. And I think that was very good. They really enjoyed themselves, the way I understand. And there's a lot of things been going on in the high school that's going to go on to the end of the year. And on when we get into May, and May the 5th, they'll be having their spring concert in the auditorium. May the 19th, senior awards. That'll be like at 6 p.m. That's really a great one. And on June the 9th, they'll be having a small ensemble concert at 6 p.m. in their auditorium. And of course, 6/18, they'll be having their senior class brunch. And I think that's really good. It's going to be the auxiliary in the gym. And of course, we know 6/18 is graduation day. And I'm looking forward to that because I have one graduating this year.
Congratulations.
And then on 5/19, the CEO Awards will be in the auditorium as well.
Okay.
So I just want to just put a little bit out about the seniors and how much they have been doing and before this. I just want to give them kudos.
Congratulations. Good to hear it. And I'm going to do my report coming out of School 4. It's a hard act to follow with all that going on in all the districts, but I'll try. At School number 4, our dedicated third graders have been working tirelessly year-round to ensure our students are well prepared for testing. This week marks an exciting phase as our third graders participate in the NJSLA boot camp, where each day focuses on Pacific Standards-driven instructions tailored to enhance their test scores and skills. To boost morale, Ms. Lori Cowley and her gang created an encouraging atmosphere as testing approaches. They have a special prep rally planned for the third grade students this Friday. They will prepare to rock the test with motivational rock painting and a brief motivational video that will be shared right now. So let's turn around.
Howdy, partners. Outlaw educators here. We understand that you have upcoming tests, and we're here to give you some important tips.
Y'all best be typing with two hands.
These pencils are mighty sharp. Yours better be too.
Breakfast, the most important part of the day. Make sure you eat a healthy breakfast.
Hey there, little rascals. If you want to do well on your test, you better get a good night's sleep.
That's all the tips we have. Now it's up to you. You can do it.
Good luck, partners. Yeah!
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then.
Folks, and there you have it, and that's what we're doing at School 4 to make sure they're prepared for the test. We're going to move right along. We got 2 minutes, Miss.
We do. We have 2 minutes.
All right,
We
so
now have 1 minute.
okay, so we're going to go to page 6 at the top. Number 8, the superintendent's report. I'm looking for a motion to approve the superintendent's report that's on the top of page 6 and goes all the way to the middle of page 9 at the quarter bottom. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve the superintendent's report as it's recommended from the top of page 6 to the middle of page 9.
Second, Mr. Clark.
Questions? Roll call?
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Dredden?
Yes.
Ms. Claude? Ms. Martin? Mr. Matthews?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
And Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Thank you.
Mr. President, if I may.
You may.
It is 7:45, so it would be appropriate to move into our public hearing. I'd like to, for the benefit of the public and the board's edification, just go over some ground rules. The public hearing format will be as follows. There will be a motion and a second and a voice vote to open the public hearing. Second, there will be a presentation on the budget that will be supplied and provided by Mrs. Boyle, our business administrator and board secretary. This is for the benefit of the public specifically. Thirdly, we will then accept comments from the public. We, as a board, are obligated to listen to those comments. It's not a discussion with the public in terms of the format suggested by law, but we take input from our citizens. And then following the last public comment that is made, there will be a motion, a second, and a voice vote to close that public hearing. So at this point in time, I believe we're on page 2, item Roman numeral 7, public hearing on 26-27 budget, and it's appropriate to call for a motion to open up the public hearing.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call for a motion to open up the public hearing on the 2026-2027 budget.
I make a motion to open the public hearing on the 26-27 Winslow Township Board of Education budget.
Second.
Any questions? Voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Boyle.
It is on, but doesn't seem to be working. So you could use this one because this one's working real good. Yeah, give it-
Okay. So I want to thank everybody for taking the time out to come to our budget hearing. It's the budget hearing for next year's budget, the 2026-27. When Mr. Fossiani gets back, we'll put the presentation up. Okay. So this presentation is under the oversight of Mr. Mark Pease, our interim superintendent, and the administrative team. Let me see. The district goals. Our district goals are, of course, student achievement, promote a positive environment for student and staff, increase stakeholder engagement, and it's through all of our collective efforts that we present a budget which assists in achieving these goals. So the first thing I want to discuss are our enrollments. In October 15, 2024, we had our actual count of students. It comes down to 4,907. We do that by taking our full-time students. We add back in any students that are sent to private schools, those that are sent to other districts, those that are in the seat on that count, which was October 15th, that are not residents of Winslow Township. We back that out, and then we add back our state facilities. So in October 15, 2024, we had 4,907 students. On October 15, 2025, going through that same calculation, we had 4,798, which was a decrease. However, we're estimating for October 26th or October 15th of 2026 that our enrollments will increase slightly by 58 students to 4,856 students. Okay, so in 2025, and we always do this under a comparison, so we like to see where we are right now and what we're projecting for the next budget. So in 2025-26, which is the year we're operating in, we received state aid of $56.7 million to support the budget. And then in the preschool program, we received $3.1 million for a total of $59.9 million in 25-26. In 26-27, we're receiving $60.2 million, which is an increase of about $3.4 million. And our preschool aid went up to $3.8 million, which is an increase of $675,000 for a total increase of total state aid of $64 million roughly. And that increase from the prior year or the current year to next year was about $4 million. Now understand that the preschool aid does not support the operation of the Fund 10 in the general fund. However, we do receive that money from the state. It's grants, it's preschool aid, and those funds are accounted for in Fund 20. And I don't want to go into fund accounting, but I just want you to know that it is a separate fund. In terms of federal aid, schools usually get very little federal aid to support their operating budget. In 25-26, we received semi-aid, which is special education Medicaid aid of about $46,640. Next year, they're only allotting us about $19,963, and that's a decrease of $26,677. And even that total funding is not necessarily achieved. It's based off of parent and student participation in the semi-program. The local contribution for the general fund in 25-26, our tax levy was 55.8 million. The fund balance was 6.7 million. We made a withdrawal of capital reserve, or a couple of withdrawals, capital reserve, coming up to 15.2 million. And we made a withdrawal from maintenance reserve of 1.1 million. So the total amount was 79 million. For 26-27, we're anticipating a tax levy of 62.2 million, which is an increase of $6.4 million over the prior year. Fund balance of 5.5 million. We are not making a withdrawal from capital reserve this year, and we're making a withdrawal from maintenance reserve of 817,000. I want to note that the tax levy going from 55.8 to 62.2 is an increase of about 11.59%. This is the analysis of this tax levy increase. The 2% tax levy is 1.1 million. We are having to take a healthcare adjustment of 4.2 million. We're going to utilize Cap Bank of 1.1 million for a total increase of 6.4 million. Revenues in the general fund for next school year, again, the local tax levy, 6.2 million, state aid, 60 million. Extraordinary and other aid, we're anticipating 1.5 million. Fund balance, 5.5 million. Tuition, 4.1 million. We're anticipating miscellaneous revenue and interest on capital and maintenance reserve of 980,000. Again, semi, 19,963, and the withdrawal from maintenance reserve, which is 817,000, for a total operating budget of $135,522,019. And then we get a little pie chart where we can see where the funding is coming from. So state aid is going to supply about 45.5% of the total cost. Our tax levy, 45.97%. Fund balance is contributing a little over 4%. Tuition from other districts, about 3.09%. We're making a withdrawal from maintenance, 0.6%. Miscellaneous and extra and extraordinary aid and semi is about 0.74%. And again, state aid is 45.53%. So now we see the revenues that we have. We're going to look now at our budgeted appropriations. How are we going to allocate these funds? So what's planned for 26-27? We are going to purchase 4 additional school buses pursuant to our vehicle rotation schedule, new textbook adoptions. We're going to invest in technology and software, and we're going to continue to provide mental health and behavioral services. In terms of projects, we're going to pave a portion of the high school parking lot. Anybody that if you parked on the back side of the building, you can see how cruel this winter was to that parking lot. And we're going to do a partial parking lot repaving at the middle school. Those two together are about $1.1 million. Now, what has not changed? We're going to continue to support our staffing needs. We're not going to charge anybody to participate in extra or co-curricular activities. We're going to continue to invest in the district's technology. We're investing in current and up-to-date educational resources for our students. We're investing in the performing arts and supporting the best outcomes for our students. So our budgeted appropriations, we have a advertised budget, which everybody will have access to. I believe it was sitting out on the table. we have consolidated the lines. So for instruction, we're going to allocate $44.5 million toward instruction. Tuition, our costs are $17.2 million. Student support, $14.6 million. Administration and information technology, $8.4 million. Operation and maintenance is $11.3 million. Student transportation, $12.9 million. Benefits, $23.9 million. Interest earned on maintenance reserve, $500. Capital outlay is $1.8 million, and transfer to charter schools is $638,921 for a total operating budget of $135,522,019. Again, we have a pie chart to see how the allocations pan out. 32.83% is being allocated to instruction, so that gets the lion's share. Paying tuition costs are going to be 12.72% of the budget. Student transportation, 10.81. Student support is 10.81. Student transportation is 9.56% of the total budget. Operation and maintenance is 8.39% of the budget. Transfers to charter schools is 4.47. Information technology and administration is 6.21. Benefits is 17.65, and capital outlay is 1.36. But you'll notice that the lion's share is going directly to students and instruction. So here we have a 3-year comparison of appropriations and expenditures. And 24-25 numbers are actual numbers. 25-26 are revised numbers for the current year. And then 26-27 is what we have proposed. You will see that in 25-26, the tax levy is 55.8. We're proposing 62.2 for the subsequent year. State aid was 57.9. It's going to go up to $61.7 million, I'm sorry. Other tuition, we were anticipating 7.9 million. Let me make sure, so I'm running across. 3.6, I'm sorry. 3.6 million, we're anticipating revenues of 4.1 next year. Other local, we're going from 80,600 to 980,600. This number is closer to actual revenue that we earn. Other financing sources, 46.64 to 19,963, which we recognize as the semi-figure. We're going to drop down. If you notice, there is this adjustment for prior year encumbrances of $2.7 million. Those are purchase orders or expenditures that were made in the 24-25 budget, but the services hadn't been provided or the goods weren't supplied. So it's like an outstanding check when you balance your checkbook, you got to carry it over. So those funds are brought over into the next year so that we can pay them when those services are completed or the items are delivered. So the 25-26 is revised in the fact that it's got a little more money than what we had originally adopted because those numbers had to come in, or those prior year encumbrances had to roll. And then budgeted fund balance 6.7 million to 5.5. In terms of expenditures, you can see some variances. I'm going to flip the chart or the page and take a closer look at them. So if we look at the expenditure comparison, we can see in 25-26 we had instruction of 59.4. Next year, we're taking that up to 61.7, which is a $2.2 million increase. Student support is going from 12.6 to 14.6, that's another $1.9 million increase. Information technology and administration is actually getting a slight decrease of $552,914. Same with operation and maintenance. That's taking a decrease of $633,933. In terms of transportation, in 25-26, we had budgeted 11.5 million. We have to allocate 12.9 million for next year. That's an increase of 1.3 million. Benefits, we are at 19.4 for this year. It is going up to 23.9 for next year, which is a $4.4 million increase in our healthcare costs. Transfer to charter schools has a modest increase of 45,295. That number, however, fluctuates, so it can go up or down, but it's still modest. So when we take a look at our proposed budget, we are, for the general fund, we're looking at $135,522,019. Of that, we're getting revenue of $73,222,187, and then the local tax levy of $62.299,835 will balance that out. In terms of special revenue fund, it's 11.4 million, and it's supported by 11.4 million. So there is no impact on the tax levy. So the total budget is $146,999,840. Again, the general fund has students that will be participating in the special revenue fund. We pay tuition for those students of $89,034. We don't want to show it as a double dip, so we have to pull it out of both because it's like taking money out of one pocket and into the other. So the adjusted budget is $146,901,806. That is combining special revenue fund and the general fund. The tax impact, our net valuation taxable is $2.7 billion. The average residential assessment is $177,700, and our tax rate is 2.141%. So if your home was assessed at $177,725, your taxes were $3,579 to support the school district budget. In 2026, that same home assessed at $177,700, your tax levy to support the school would be $3,805, which is an increase of approximately $226. That concludes the presentation, and I'm going to open it up for comments from the public.
If any member of the public wish to come forward and make comments on the budget, please step forward to the microphone and give your name and town of residence, and we'll be glad to hear you.
I'm going to go back.
Okay. So I wrote down a couple questions. One is that you said there was an additional $4 million for the preschool program, and there was an increase. And I wanted to know if that $4 million would include before and after care that some of the parents were asking for. And then, or would that come from the other funding that you were talking about, the Fund 10 and Fund 20? Then I have a sheet, whatever this one is. I don't know what you were reading from, but is this what you were talking about? This paper? Ms. Boyle? Okay, I'm sorry. Because you were talking about a pie chart, but this one doesn't have that. So, okay. What's this?
This is the advertised budget that you have.
Mhm.
And what it,
I was just writing down as you were talking.
Mhm.
But I was looking at this too. because
So-
I had questions.
So we have collapsed certain numbers
Mhm.
so that, because I can't put this on that.
Right.
So there's certain collapsed numbers. I didn't know exactly what you were referencing or you had a question
So
about.
this part that I took note of,
Mhm.
that was only because of what you were
Was on the
talking
slide. Mhm.
about on the slide. When I looked at this though, I had a question about your student activity fund. And I was going to question like, what is that? And is that about the extracurricular activities? Because that's the portion of the budget that I needed clarified for me.
Okay. I want to clarify that this, and I'm
It
sorry.
doesn't have anything to do with the other? What?
This is not supposed to be a
Like a back and
question
forth.
answer.
Okay, got
Mhm.
it.
But you.
But I can ask the question and then you'll get back to me with the
Yes,
answers?
absolutely. Or you can call my office.
Okay.
We can have a conversation tomorrow.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine. I'm just gonna get it all out though, since
Okay,
you opened
good.
up the floor.
That way I.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't need to ask the one about the student activity because it's for extracurricular activities and you can just let me know where. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then. Okay, that works. And then my other question was going to be about the semi-funding, but again, I can ask that question via email. And I wanted to have the tax levy part further explained. Is that, I guess it's just a tax increase on homes, because I guess that's what that came down to, but that's fine. I'll send an email.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. What was your name? Bohill. Okay, Ms. Bohill. Okay.
I think this is more like budget adjacent. Is that okay? I think it could affect some of your decisions. It's maybe more general public comment, but I'm feeling a little under the weather.
There will be another open public comment where you can speak on any item. This is strictly budgetary comments.
I was thinking it might be applicable because of the parking lot plans.
Why don't you just go ahead and make your comment?
Okay, thank you so much. So to introduce myself, my name is Jenna Forte. I live over on Cedarbrook Road in Winslow. I'm a newer resident. So there's an organization called the Great Egg Harbor Watershed Association, and myself and two other folks are river counselors that represent Winslow. And the reason I'm here is it's serendipitous that you all are talking about projects, especially considering the paving, because Rutgers back in 2019 did a study of Winslow of stormwater runoff and how to essentially decrease flooding and decrease the speed at which water is going right into the watershed with all kinds of unfortunately pollutants. And so the parking lot projects are perfect because the Great Egg Harbor Watershed Association can help with grant funding in order to do some of that paving, specifically if it's for pervious surfaces. So the water has a little more time to drain through and not pool, which I know that there's been flooding issues at the different schools at different times. I don't know the details, but I just wanted to get this study that Rutgers did on your desks, and the numbers are kind of big. They do give estimates for what the projects could cost. They're estimates. There's different layers to the projects, things to consider, but also my main goal is to meet folks that are bought into this and are like, hey, yeah, let's do it. Let's find the money, because then I can go back to the NJDEP, I can go back to the National Park Service, I can go back to Great Egg Harbor Watershed Association and find money and grant money to support it. So hopefully that would cut some of the budgets, take care of our environment, take care of our watersheds. And I think that's one of the gems of Winslow, is how beautiful the nature is here, and for kids to be able to play and enjoy that nature. I think that's just really beautiful. So I'm just going to pass these out. Thank you for accepting this slightly adjacent comment. Hopefully it is supporting a more, economically feasible budget long term, even if it's not something that is like, right for tonight. Yeah, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you. And your name, I'm sorry? Jen Forte? Jenna.
If you provide it to Mrs. Boyle, she'll make sure everyone receives it. Board President.
Thank you.
Jenna, Jenna. Just put your number.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity.
And you may proceed.
Hi, good evening. My name is Joni Page, and I had a question, or I guess if someone can elaborate more. I was trying to follow along with you, but I'm interested in hearing what is the plan in regards to the special education. And I believe you said it was the semi program, because that was a drastic drop. So I want to figure out, how are you going to accommodate that? And someone can answer that question at some point during this meeting. That's my question for right now. May have some others, but for right now, that was a big eye-opener.
I have the answers to your question, but this is not supposed to be a dialogue. So the semi is just funding, it's minimal funding that we get from the federal government. And it's based on participation in, like, there's applications that have to be filled out on the school level. If the parents and the students do not participate, then our funding gets reduced. But there is still special ed funding. So this is not a drastic cut to the special ed programs.
So was this number based on the fact of parent participation or filling out the form? Is that why the number decreased?
Yes, and that's an amount that they are allotting to the school based off of what we turned back in. So we are going to try to those numbers up, and then they would start to possibly start allocating more funding back to us. But if they allocate a certain amount to us and they're withholding it from another school, if our community doesn't participate, then the next time they go to slice the pie, they're going to give us less because we're not very responsive. And it's not district personnel, it's, the community has to take advantage of this. So even though they have 19,000 in for next year, if our participation doesn't reach that amount, we won't get it. So that's really based on the community. However, if you're just looking at special revenue, special revenue fund is there. And, or I'm sorry, for special ed students, special ed funding is still there.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else like to comment on the budget? Seeing no one, Mr. President, it would be appropriate to adjourn the public hearing for the 26-27 budget, which we have on our agenda at the middle of page 2.
All right, looking for a motion to adjourn of the public hearing for 2026-2027 budget.
I make a motion to adjourn the public hearing for the 26-27 Winslow Township Board of Education budget.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Moving right along back to page number 10.
Mr. President,
Yes.
right behind that, if we move over to page 3, is the opportunity for the board to vote on the budget.
Okay. All right. How could we forget that? Okay. We're right now on page number 3 at the top, number 9, and we're looking for a motion to approve the school district budget for 2026-2027 that begins at the top of page 3 and goes to page 4 to the bottom. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion to approve the Winslow Township Board of Education budget for the years 26-27.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden,
Yes.
Ms. Claude, Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
Ms. Pitts,
Yes.
and Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Now we're at the page 10 at the top. Looking to get a motion to approve the Business Administrators Board Secretary report that starts at the top of page 10 and goes through to the top of page 18.
Make a motion to approve the board secretary's report as it's recommended for approval.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden,
Yes.
Ms. Claude,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
Yes, but I abstained on page 10 from letter B, number 6A on the vendors list, item number M730, POs number 603992 and 993, 603993.
Ms. Pitts,
Yes.
and Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
The motion has carried.
We're now at the top of page number 19, looking to approve the personnel report as it is on page 19 and goes all the way over to page number 33 to the bottom.
Make a motion to approve the personnel report as it's recommended for approval by the superintendent.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
One moment, I'm sorry, I'm flipping pages.
Take your time.
Okay, Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden,
Yes.
Ms. Claude,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw, Ms. Pitts,
Yes.
and Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Folks, we have a rare moment. We have an addendum tonight. And let me explain why we have an addendum tonight. We have an addendum tonight because our boys and girls track team is phenomenal. They went down to the Penn Relays and broke all kind of records, set all kind of records to the point where they got national recognition. And because of this national recognition, they was then invited to the East Coast East National Track Meet at Morgan State University. And this invitation only came 2 days ago because of their performance over the weekend. Therefore, we got to have a rare moment and have an addendum to see if we can approve this so they can go. So at this time, I'm asking for approval for the superintendent's recommendation approval of the following actions for the Winslow Township High School Boys and Girls Team to attend the Puma East Coast Showcase. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to have our Winslow Township boys and girls track teams attend the Puma East Coast Showcase down in Morgan State.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Clark.
Yes.
Ms. Dredden.
Yes.
Ms. Lloyd.
Yes.
Ms. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Matthews.
Yes.
Mr. Shaw. Ms. Pitts
Yes.
and Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
Motion has carried.
We're back on page number 34 to the Open Publics Records Act. Ms. Moore, do we have anything?
Yes, Mr. President, we responded to two Oprah requests that came in between April 3rd and April 23rd. The first one was from Andrew Carlton. He wanted access to a copy of a listing of all Winslow Township full-time employees, first, middle, and last names, including their job title, position, their campus, office, location, date of hire, and email address. That information was compiled and approved, and we responded to that Oprah request. The second one came in from Benjamin A. Shore. He wanted us to provide an electronic copy of the video showing an incident involving our client, EB, which occurred on or around January 22nd, 2024. We were able to supply that as well.
Thank you so much. Going now to informational items. Ms. Clemens, will there be any informational items coming from your desk?
Yes, Mr. President, I have one. On behalf of Mr. Pease, principals of schools 5, 6, middle school, and the high school, I have a presentation of the third marking period honor roll numbers, sir. At school 5, for principals list, silver honors and bronze honors. In 4th grade, a total of 121 students received honors. 5th grade, for the same, 124 students received honors. 6th grade, 125 students received honors, for a total of 370 students receiving honors for principals list, silver and bronze honor roll. For school number 6, grade 4, for the same, 93 students. Grade 5, 87 students. Grade 6, 99 students, for a total of 279 students receiving honors. At the middle school, for gold honors or straight A's, there were 58 students, 35 of them being 7th grade, 23 of them being 8th. For silver honors, a total of 116 students, 59 of them being 7th grade, 57 of them being 8th. Bronze honors, 150 students, 80 of them being 7th grade, 70 of them being 8th grade, for a total of 324 students receiving honors. At the high school, for principals list, 9th grade, we have 13, 10th grade, 14, 11th grade, 9, 12th grade, 24, for a total of 60 students receiving principals list honors. Honor roll, 9th grade, 47, 10th grade, 33, 11th grade, 49, 12th grade, 37, for a total of 166 students receiving honor roll honors. And honorable mention, 9th grade, 23, 10th grade, 29, 11th grade, 41, 12th grade, 54, for a total of 147 students, for a total of 373 students receiving honors at the high school. That concludes my report.
And that is an outstanding academic achievement for both our students and staff. Congratulations to those who participated. Great job. I have one informational item I'd like to present about Studio 106. It's Emmy time again for our lustrous Digital Studio 106. Categories there where they're nominated for an Emmy: Outstanding Sports Story, Best Live Stream, and Best Commercial. That's, once again, is the nomination for this year's 2026 Emmy Awards. Our winds performed from the marching band came in 3rd this weekend with a phenomenal performance. Now we're moving on to old business. Do we have anything from old business?
I have an informational item.
Go ahead.
May 7th, I know our board has to be honored down at Delphius, but also the Winslow Baptist Church in Sicklerville, New Jersey. This is a nationwide thing. They're having a National Day of Prayer. It's happening all across the country. So if you live in Winslow Township, the church, if you want to come in and support, and it has 7 entities, which is the police department, fire department, EMTs, education, military, and government. So if you want to come out, if you're a part of any of those entities and stop in, do a National Day of Prayer and support it, it's happening all over the country. But it's being hosted at Winslow Baptist Church in Sicklerville, New Jersey. And our Little League organizations for football and cheerleading are now starting to accept registration. So if you have children that are in that young age, you can go on their websites, the Winslow Eagles and the Winslow Elite football teams here in Winslow Township, support our youth leagues, and bring your children out there and have some fun, and that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Paul.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I located the other thing, item that I was going to read out under informational.
Okay.
It's dated April 20th, 2026. It's addressed to Winslow Township School District, care of Mark Pease, Interim Superintendent. Winslow Township School District Board of Education, please accept the scholarship in the amount of $500 from the Camden County Association of School Administrators. The scholarship can be used for graduating students. So we received a check for $500. We put it in the scholarship fund for the high school to use for graduating seniors.
Absolutely phenomenal. Now we're going to move on to old business. Will there be any old business? None? Okay. How about new business? Any new business?
Mr. President,
Yes.
just a recommendation and a suggestion. One of the sadder parts of life is that we lose folks. And it's especially sad when we lose them so young. And as Ms. Clement, I read this evening, there were several. My recommendation and suggestion to the board is because we are certainly a Board of Education, and we're in the business of educating, giving out information, if on our website or our Facebook, if we could have what I would loosely call the Memorial Corner. And in that, we would be able to let people know, staff and students who have passed, if that could be placed on our website or our Facebook. That's just a suggestion.
Do we have any objections or any comments from any of the board members on the suggestion? All right. Thank you. Moving right along, public comments.
Yes, sir. The Winslow Township Board of Education highly values the input of citizens in making the important decisions that affect the children of our community. We believe in the rights of citizens to observe board meetings, to ensure that all of our citizens have the opportunity to attend school board meetings and offer comment, and to ensure that the board can conduct the important business of the district. We ask that speakers follow the guidelines for making public comments. The board secretary will recognize those individuals in the audience who wish to make comment. We ask that you kindly respect the following procedures. 1, all members of the public attending school board meetings must treat each other and the board with respect. 2, please provide your full name and town of residence only. 3, please limit your comments to 4 minutes. 4, in the event we're unable to answer your question, please supply your name, address, email address, telephone number where you can be contacted, and your questions will be answered within a reasonable period of time. Lastly, individuals offering citizen comment are not permitted to make personal attacks on any district employee, board member, other testifier, or a member of the public. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. At this time, I'm looking for a motion to open up public comments.
Motion to open public comments.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Public comments. Boyle?
Jenna Forte,
Yes, sir.
she may have left already because she spoke. Ednita De Dios? Is there Ednita De Dios? Okay. How about Sonia? Looks like Garcia? Era? Is it Garcia?
You're over 3, Mrs.
Okay,
Boyle.
look, I got one more. Jay Pohill. Thank you, Miss Pohill. Like a clean sweep.
Giovanni Pohill in Winslow Township. I live in Winslow Township. You know, a lot of you are familiar with me because I'm usually up here because I'm nudged to come up here by unfortunate circumstances that usually happen within the school district. So tonight, what has brought me here is my child is feeling a bit isolated in the school. And so I'm hoping that we can find a solution for him because every single day he is now not in contact with people that he used to be in contact with, and now his lunch has been switched where he can't see his friends that he previously saw. So now when he's at lunch, he is recess, he's walking by himself. So I'm just here to support him. So I'm hoping that there's a way that we can find an easy solution to fix that because administration at the school hasn't been supportive and hasn't heard any of the concerns, and he's just kind of every day being approached by the security officer, which is making him feel uncomfortable. So I'm hoping that one of you or someone can come up with a solution for that.
If anyone's going to comment, I would suggest the board not comment. It's not a proper subject matter for public discussion, but perhaps Ms. Clement can address the protocols for addressing those issues.
Bill, as you and I have discussed as
That's
recently
right.
as this week, I am committed to do what we discussed. And I will call you on May 4th as I communicated to you.
Right. I understand that. I just am here because there has been a board meeting in between when we are supposed to meet up. And again, as you see, I have my kiddo with me, and my particular child is still going through the isolation portion of it and has been going through it for weeks now. So he was very concerned and pushed me and moved me to come here to kind of ask for some type of support. So that's what I did, and that's why I'm here. I'm not saying that you haven't said that you will meet with me at some point, but at the same time, this is how he is.
So not a problem. I will call you on May 4th as I indicated. Jace, I will call your mom on May 4th as I told her. And I will see her in a meeting on May 7th as I told her. Okay? So my name is Mrs. Clement. Okay? And I've already talked to mom, and that's what I've committed to do for her. Okay? Okay.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
That concludes those that have signed up this evening.
Okay, great, thank you.
I'm looking at Mr. Falciani. Anybody?
No one sent any emails at this time.
Thank you.
So at this time, I'll look for a motion to close public comments.
I make a motion to close public comments.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Listener, will there be any executive session tonight?
Mr. President, I'm sure with much sadness,
Great sadness.
I have to announce that there is no executive session, and I apologize to the board for not keeping them here another hour and a half.
Okay, don't let that happen too much, okay?
We'll try, sir.
So as a result, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Need a roll call?
No, it's voice vote.